Wang Li is believed to be a gambler. One day, he slept during the day, then suddenly he saw the gamblers Wang, Feng 9 came, invited him to go gamble. Li Xin also forget that they have a ghost. He was pleased to go along. Out the door, Wang went to the village to invite Zhou Ziming. Li Xin Feng 9 he let the go. The temple came to the village. Soon, Zhou Ziming and Wang freshman really up. Feng 9 out of cards, made an appointment gambling. Li Xin said do not rush out with a bookie, live up to your kind invitation. How to do it? Zhou Ziming also said no money. Wang said swallow Valley Huang 8 husband usury, our whereabouts with him to borrow money, he will be borrowed. So 4 people traveled together, fluttering between Huhu. They came to a large village, high village house compound after another. Wang pointed to a door, said, "This is Huang Gongzi home." Out of the door of an old servant, Wang explained what he wanted. Immediately announced his servant go in, and soon came out. She said to be the son of Bong. Command Wang, Li Xin to meet. Wang and Li into the inside, saw Wang Gongzi teens to smile and talk. Affable. Wang Gongzi lot of money to come up with a bunch of Li letter, said I know you are honest people, you may wish to lend, but Zhou Ziming I cannot trust him. Wang Taiwan turned to intercede on behalf of Zhou Ziming. Li Xin Huang Gongzi requirements vouch for him. Li Xin refused. Wang urged him aside. Li Xin said yes, so Wang Gongzi also lent Zhou Ziming 1,000 pennies. 2 people out, give the money to Zhou Ziming, and repeated the words of Wang Gongzi to shock Zhou Ziming have to pay back the money. They swallow the valley, to see a woman away, turned out to be the village Zha's wife. She likes quarrel curse. Feng 9 said no one here, let's give this bitch a little bitterness eat. So Wang came up with the woman caught Zhao, returned to the valley. Zhao women howl aloud, 9 Feng holding a stuffed her mouth to earth. Zhou Ziming praised and said, this bitch should also drove the stake into her vagina. Feng 9 then took off her pants, a long stone to cram into it. Zhao woman fainted. Then the crowd dispersed and went back to the temple, began to gamble. Has been playing from noon to midnight. Li Xin victory, Vaughn September. Zhou Ziming have lost all. Li Xin took out a lot of money, plus interest gave Wang and asked him to return Wang Gongzi behalf. Wang again money given to Zhou Ziming. Feng 9 restart gambling. Soon after, she heard loud voices. A man ran in and shouted Zhang Wang gambling lords personally arrest the person, the time has come. Everyone was stunned. Li Xin money left over the wall to escape, others care money, tied up and were arrested. Out of the temple, and she saw a man of God sat immediately behind the horse tied up for several dozen gamblers. The sky is still bright, has come to town to open the gates into the city, came to the hall, and the city god faced south back north to sit down, summoned the prisoners on the church, took the account book named after the endpoint name, then ordered them to cut off the middle finger with a sharp axe, and then use black and red 2 colors are applied to the 2 eyes, charge them swim 3 weeks straight, escort people after a bribe for them to remove the black and red colors. All the gamblers had come up with money to pay bribes. Zhou Ziming refused a loan, excuse no money, who escorted him home and then made an appointment to pay. Zhou Ziming refused. Man pointing to his escort shouted your iron beans, stir fry or not burst, will hand over bid farewell away. Zhou Ziming out of town, with sticky saliva sleeves, walked rub eyes, went to the river for a photo, black and red colors could not be removed. Holding water to wash also washed away, he had no choice but to return to regret and hate home. Previously, Zhao women because of something back home, late, does not come back, her husband to pick her up. Taniguchi went and found his wife lying on the roadside, watching the way she knew she encountered a ghost, then removed the mud in her mouth and took her back home. Zhao woman woke up gradually able to speak, to realize that there is something inside the vagina, it reverberates to smoke for her to pull out. Zhao this woman described what had happened. Zhao was furious, immediately rushed to the county government, told Li Xin and Zhou Ziming. Official issued a summons. Li Xinguang just woke up, Zhou Ziming is still sleeping, as dead. Zhao magistrate believes falsely accused, put Zhao beat up, returned his wife put on instruments of torture. Zhao couples take no reason to defend myself. The next day, Zhou Ziming wake up, eyes suddenly become one red and one black, and shouted fingers hurt. Look, middle finger bones have been broken, only the skin still attached, and after a few days completely off. Black and red colors on the inside of the eye deep into the skin. People do not see is not muzzled laugh. One day, Wang to ask for arrears. Zhou Ziming blasted just say no money. Wang angrily away. The family asked him how, knew what happened. Everyone thinks the ghost is tough talk. Advised him to pay back the money. Zhou Ziming is not to argue with, and said, are now an officer of the shield deadbeat. Debt and Hades should be the same, not to mention it is a gambling debt. The next day, there are two ghosts came and said Huang Gongzi already in the county took him down, to arrest him for questioning to confront the church. Li Xin also saw messengers come, let him go when circumstantial evidence, so Zhou Ziming Li Xin and at the same time are dead. They come out of the village meet, Wang Feng 9 and 2. Li Xin Zhou Ziming said, do you still have red and black eyes, dare to see it official? He replied with affront or Zhou Ziming words. Li Xin no he mean. He said, since you have no conscience, then I went to see Wang 8 husband, for you to put the bill also. So everyone went to Wang Gongzi home together. Li Xin Wang Gongzi go to explain their meaning. Wang Gongzi disagreed, saying, who is, why should you come to it yet? Li told Zhou Ziming let her out, so we discuss couch sum of money. Zhou Ziming is falsely claiming the money back to Wang Gongzi. Zhou Ziming more indignant. Words offend Wang Gongzi. The demons march them go together, little time, to the county, to see the city god lord. City god lord snapped, you rascal thief is still painted on the eye color, I want to deadbeat Zhou Ziming said Wang Gongzi loan sharking, gambling lure I attended, this has been punished. Wang Cheng Wang master summoned servant of the house on the church, said angrily your master casino gambling attractive, done want to do. The servant said withdraw money when Wang Gongzi did not know he was going to gamble her son's home in Swallow Valley. Gamblers are caught in the temple, 10 miles away from the two open our son never done things the casino. Cheng Wang Zhou Ziming master looked at, said shamelessly borrowed other people's money not yet, but fabricating facts, framed good, say no conscience, you can be to the extreme. I said we should torture. Zhou Ziming said Wang Gongzi interest too. Cheng Wang master asked, you have a little more, said Zhou Ziming still does not have a cent. Cheng Wang master said angrily, capital repayment has not said what interest and then ordered the Zhou Ziming 3 under 10, immediately escorted back to the Yang to repay creditors. Zhou Ziming 2 ghosts to escort home, asked him for a bribe, he immediately led alive, tied him to the toilet, ordered him to the family tomb. Family burned silver bullion 20 mention made of paper, after the fire is out, into 22 silver and 2,000 money. Zhou Ziming will use 22 silver her debts 2,000 bribe money escort ghost. This would release him home. Zhou Ziming regained consciousness, long a lot of sores on the buttocks, festering pus and blood, a few months to do. Later, Zhao women did not dare to curse, and Zhou Ziming although only 4 fingers, eyes still red and black, still gambling. Thus, gamblers are not really people. Different she said the reason why the world has unfair things, because the official reason overkill. In the past, the rich have put to close with 2 loan sharks to snatch Liang GMC, people are afraid to speak. If someone is unhappy, the rich will pass a joint letter to the official. The officials will use the law to shield them, so the former local officials are servants of the rich and powerful people. Later on, some wise people have found ills of them, and all the ended over. Some people borrow a lot of money to someone else to do business became a wealthy businessman, wearing beautiful clothes, delicious food and feed. The family built a pavilion, buy farmland, but forgot the money came from. He has always been to collect debts, it Xiang, and so reported to the government offices. The officers would say, "Im not enslave others." It did not work for the monks residue with lazy lady wiping tears. What is the difference? I have said that former officials flattering, and now officials absurd. Flattering people should denounce coarse, ridiculous people are very hateful. However, he makes money lenders received little interest, It will only benefit the rich. Do it. Zhuangxi in Sichuan magistrate when he was the most hated gambling, like a gambler painted surface, pulled them toward the city, and Hades practiced the same, but not to such a degree cut finger, therefore, gambling was banned, in an official Zhuangxi, from here it is very good, hook solitude situation, when he was busy handling official business, every person on the church, he was out of loopholes, these people's residence, age, home of the population, occupations great detail asked over and over, after asked them, some only exhorted people to leave. A man is satisfied that the dude paid pay list, if you think you nothing, handed the list Will Ziyadang, Zhuangxian to stop him, and really asked him again, and asked why do you want to gamble? The man tried to argue, saying that life did not bet to. Zhuangxi years smiled and said, you still waste gambling instruments it makes a search, is really the case. People thought he was God, but I do not know what method he used.